We're at the thrift doing a little thrift with me, and don't mind the get up. I've been moving all weekend, still have a ton of unpacking ahead of me today, but we're going to be looking for clothes, fashion pieces, as well as some apartment pieces for my new place. And in terms of home things, I really need to find like a shower caddy, some curtains, or like window shades. Would love to find little like bins or baskets for organizing things. Also house linens in general, maybe like a tablecloth, and also keep my eye out for a cabinet, bookshelves. And then for clothes and that kind of stuff, I really want to find just like sweet vintage blouses, especially anything in like silk, cotton, linen, just natural fibers. Still on the hunt for some finished hem, blue denim shorts, and cotton flowy dresses. It's like a heat wave this week, so also just want to find anything that's like lightweight, airy, breezy, easy to wear. Also statement jewelry. I think that's most of the things I'm gonna be looking for. My mind is always a little bit open. Like if there's something really special that I haven't thought of, I'll grab it. But let's go see what they've got. Starting in the linen room, I just thought this sign was so cute and I couldn't wait to check out all these sweet home goods. They had a ton of throw pillows and some towels and things, but none of those were really speaking to me. So I started looking at the pillowcases and I found these sage green quilted 100% silk pillow shams. So I knew it was going to be a good start to the thrift. Now hopping into the men's section and starting to actually look at clothes, I looked through all of this denim and just could not find much that was like 100% cotton rigid denim. And when I did, it was more modern, not vintage, which is what I'm looking for. So I moved on, started looking through the bags, and this bag reminded me of something that like maybe could have been inspired by old Miu Miu or Prada, like the pops of red with the cream tan base and the contrast stitching. I just thought was so fun. Unfortunately, it was pleather. It was starting to get that kind of tacky feeling. Then I saw this cotton bag with the bamboo handles, and this bag was so tempting to me because I love a simple bag with like an interesting detail. Example, these handles, I like that it's in black so it would be easy to wear, and it just seemed like a good, cool summer bag. But the more I thought about it, I just had to be honest with myself, and I just don't think I'd reach for it enough. And the belts, I thought this was so, so cool. The leather with the silver, but then I realized it was starting to disintegrate. And at this point, I was starting to get a little bit discouraged in the accessories and like having not found any good denim even in the men's section. I started looking through the shoes. I found these LL Bean vintage lace-up boat shoes, dead stock, new with tags. Like they have the old LL Bean tag on them. They were really stiff, like thick leather, and just looked so cute. They reminded me a little bit of like the Timberland boat shoes, but they had less of a chunky sole. I love the silver rivet shoelaces. And as I put them in the basket, I noticed these slouchy suede boots, and I've just been really drawn to a little slouchy boot with a tapered toe like this, like kind of a dainty foot shape, and then like really slouchy baggy boot, almost like a pirate boot kind of vibe. Unfortunately, these were not my size, so I had to leave for someone else, but these would add such a good boho-y 2000s flair to any outfit. And I found these boots, which are like my dream. I have such a sweet spot for a neoprene boot. They're knee-high, had a perfect like rounded but still kind of square toe. Like they look like something that Paloma wool or maybe Mista would make, and I'm obsessed with them. They also were like Gore-Tex neoprene, so they seem like they would actually be practical. And then I found these, a perfect boot. Of course, they're Joan & David. I love old Joan & David shoes. I just loved all of the details, the different textures, the like sculptural kind of graphic element of the curve of the leather and the neoprene, the sculptural heel, like they're just so cool. Then I found these vintage Calvin Klein D'Orsay heels in a satin, feeling very 2000s, almost a little bit like punky-ish with the chunky heel and the buckle. But the way that the satin had aged, it was just so stiff. I knew it wouldn't actually be comfortable for me. I cannot believe I found these white boots. They look like something Mista would be selling for like $400 to me. The squared off toe, or like maybe even Acne Studios, and the white color. The brand is Felici, which I hadn't heard of before, but they're so cool. And then I also found these perfect Bandolino thinking again of neoprene, navy Mary Janes. Such a fun shoe, feels so 90s, feel very Rachel Greeny to me. And I was so tempted by them, but when I tried on both pairs of these, they both were just a little bit too small. Now going through the women's shorts, I really wanted to find a pair of rigid denim finished hem shorts. So when I stumbled upon these vintage deadstock faded glory ones, I got really excited, but as I looked closer, I knew they were just going to be shorter than what I'm looking for, and they had a little stain, so I left them behind. But then I see the corner of a finished hem denim just poking out, and I'm like, are these going to be my dream finished hem denim shorts that I've been looking for years? So of course these had to go into the basket to be tried on. Next I saw these little eyelet white shorts, and they reminded me of something that Doan would do, but I didn't love that it had the eyelet pattern throughout the whole thing. Like, I feel like it would work better if it was just on the bottom, kind of like these navy shorts, how they have the detail just along the edge. But the navy shorts were like a much thinner cotton, just didn't feel as high quality, and so neither of these were like quite right for me, quite what I'm looking for. Now this skirt was so cool, very sculptural, reminded me of something that like Tibby would make. It had a balloon shape, these big pockets, kind of a drop waist, but was elastic in the back, and felt like really high quality, heavy duty nylon. And this skirt was so tempting to me, but I just like knew that I would be getting it because it's so cool, but not because it's so me. Like, you know when that happens? So I did leave this behind. These capris were giving me the same vibe as the skirt, and I'm kind of convinced that they must have been donated by the same person. Mid-rise, that same really high quality nylon. So I did have to throw these in the bag. I think this silhouette in more of a pant or capri I'm more likely to wear, and it really reminded me of a bunch of the barrel leg pants from Coast that I've been seeing and just have been so tempted by. This skirt, I cannot believe, was just sitting on an end cap in the wrong section like this for me. It literally felt like a gift from the universe. And I look at the tag and see it's 100% silk. You know, this went straight into the basket. This is literally my dream skirt. Now in the dresses, this paisley dress is another one where I feel like the universe put this on my path, because there was this gap in the dresses and I saw the material sticking out, and it's like, oh, I'm so into a cornflower blue recently. I look a little bit closer at the tag, 100% silk, giving realisation par. Vintage Guess, I feel like it must be like from the 80s. Denim mini skirt, button fly. I just love vintage denim. Just such a good classic piece, but also I just don't reach for denim mini skirts, so I left it. Are these cargo pants too much? Old No Boundaries, a million pockets, a million buttons, love the toggles, and I'm just so into a light blue, whether it's cornflower, a dusty blue like this. I've just been so drawn to it recently. Like, these blues and greens are really getting me, and so these were so tempting as just like a more fun, unique little hiking pant. What do we think? These red capris were really tempting to me. They felt very like 1960s, like this with a little high neck top. I've never seen this brand before, but I loved the vintage tag and just this paprika red of them. But it's a situation where, like, in the moment, I can't think of more than one outfit, and that one outfit, or two outfits, white t-shirt, black tank top, and that's the only things I can think of that go with this. So I did leave it behind because I gotta have more than two outfits to bring something home with me. Looking at the women's jeans, the first thing I see are these A. Goldie jeans. Too small for me, but honestly, just cool to see A. Goldie jeans at the thrift for $8. Then I saw these Nautica jeans, which looked like a kind of 2000s boot cut. They felt like really high quality, heavy denim, and I've been really into a boot cut jean recently, so of course I went in the basket. I didn't find anything in the women's tops, but then I saw this suede blazer, and I love the idea of this. I love the color and the material, but as I looked at it, one, I realized it had shoulder pads, and I can't get into a shoulder pad, and two, it has shoulder pads with like an inverted triangle. Especially on my body type, I cannot get into big shoulder pad, tiny waist, inverted triangle kind of shape in a jacket. Now we're gonna try everything on in the changing room, but before that, this is my little thrifting outfit. Got my bandana for moving. oversized comfy white tee, carpenter pants, little Birkenstocks, and my nylon crochet bag to make us just feel so summery. Trying on these capris. I am so conflicted about them. Like, I still don't know if I like them or not. I think I don't. I think I just don't like how they look on me. Like, they're a pant that I feel like I see cool girls on Pinterest wearing, little balloon shape or barrel leg. Like, this is a little different, but like a balloony kind of shape. And I'm like, they look so cool. They look so chic. And I try them on, and I just don't like how they look on me. Now the skirt, it's everything I wanted and more. At first I was nervous it was going to be like a little bit too big because the elastic in the waist feels like, I don't know if it got a little bit stretched out or if it's just supposed to be lower rise like that, but I'm obsessed with this skirt. Like, the asymmetric detail, I cannot believe it's 100% silk. Like, Realization Park could never. It's incredible. Literally cannot believe I found my dream skirt for, I want to say $8. The jeans were just a no. This is not the vibe I'm looking for in a bootcut jean. What I'm looking for is more of like a mid-rise kind of 90s fit. When I put these on, I also realized they had like spandex in them, so they had some stretch, and it's just not the vibe I want. The dress is perfect. Literally me just like thrifting all the things I want Realization Park to make. I love the super skinny straps. It's like not too tight, but it's still like fitted, kind of body skimming. I'm down with the knee length. It feels very like 90s 2000s, and I just love the color blue. Honestly, I think it looks really cute with my little red bandana. I don't know if that's normally how I'd wear it, but it does look cute with a little pop of red, and I just think it's such a perfect summer dress. We're back from the thrift store. It's been a few days and it's been pretty hectic. We just finished our move, my partner and I. This past, like literally today, we locked the door and left our keys in our old apartment. But I'm coming at you with the haul. I'm gonna start with home stuff and then we'll get into fashion. So I picked up 2 home pieces. The first were these beautiful silk pillowcases. I cannot believe I found 100% silk. I guess they're like shams because they're a little more decorative, and the cut of them, they have this quilting detail throughout that's still really subtle. I like this color green. I've been so into kind of a muted green. You can see like the curtains I got they're kind of a yellowy green. So I've just been so drawn to a green for home pieces, and yeah, I just can't believe 100% silk, and it was $2 per pillowcase. So I got 2 of those. They're so soft and just feel like incredible quality. And then I originally got 2 picture frames, but in our move, the bigger one broke. So this is the one we have now, and I can show you guys the bigger one. This is the bigger one. The glass broke, but I feel like either if I go to the hardware store or I have some other frames that I don't like as much as this one, I think I could find one that's the same size and just switch out the glass, because otherwise the wood and everything is still intact, and I just love the inlay details. And then I got the little one that had the same inlay too, and this one was $1 and the big one was $2. And I just love a little frame, but I think the detail on these is so beautiful. It's like a burl wood for the main section. Oh, I just realized on the back it says 1987 Terra Graphics Inc. So that's the brand if you want to try and find one similar. I just love the inlay and all the different shades of wood. I'm so excited to put a little art or maybe a little photo in here and hang it up in our new place. And then I got one other thing that's not really home or clothes, kind of in between, and it's a little point and shoot film camera. This is definitely something that was unnecessary, and I don't know if it works yet. I need to try it out with a battery. But basically this past, or almost 2 years ago now, I used to have a Fujifilm, like MJU, one of those point and shoots that was incredible, loved it, super compact, and then it broke while I was living in Italy. And it's been like a journey for me to find a new compact point and shoot for myself. I did find one recently, a couple thrifts ago, Pentax point and shoot, but having to go so long without having a compact point and shoot, when I saw this one at Thrift, it's Samsung brand, I said it's worth the $10 to see if it works and to have a backup so that if I'm in a situation again where my point and shoot breaks, I'm not going so long without having one. Because I really love to have a little film camera with me just to keep in my bag and like capture sweet moments. So fingers crossed this works. It might just be the color, but it does kind of remind me of the Olympus ones. And if it is, then I'll have a fantastic little backup for my current one. But now to get into the clothes and shoes. I'm not gonna be able to do styling of the pieces because we are not unpacked yet, but I did want to show you guys what I got. And since I tried everything on in the store, you know how they fit, you get the vibe. So I did get the Joan & David boots. I'm so excited about them. They remind me of like maybe something Paloma Wool would do with like the sculptural seam and playing with the different materials, the leather and the like neoprene. Also this just sculptural heel I think is fantastic. They're just so sleek. They're surprisingly comfortable. I think with Joan & David, this was like one of their sub brands. So it was circa Comfort 365 Joan & David. So they're more comfortable than some of the other Joan & David shoes, but it's just such a good vintage shoe brand and I'm obsessed with these. I think they'll look so cute. Like my vision when I first saw them was with like some off-white or white jeans with these poking out and then like a black top and just going for a full neutrals kind of look, or even these just with some blue jeans in the fall and like a big chunky sweater. And they just have all these really special details that like with a more simple outfit they're interesting enough for the whole outfit, which is one of my favorite things in a shoe or a bag, like especially in accessories, because I do tend towards more simple like clothing pieces. And then for the clothes, it just feels like this was it was a thrift store I'd never been to before, and it was such a classic, fantastic. It felt like going thrifting 5 or 10 years ago before so many people had gotten into it and stores got so picked over, because there's just such good vintage bits. So I did end up buying the 100% silk asymmetric skirt. It's so beautiful. It's like the perfect summer skirt. Natural fabric, super flowy, but has the really sweet ruffle asymmetric detail. Like I feel like Realisation, Reformation, any of these brands would want to make something like this. Also, the brand is really funny. The brand is Trashy Diva by Candace and Robin, and I think that's so fun. And it's just a perfect skirt. It has the detail to make it a little more interesting, but it's black, flowy, will be really easy to wear, and also I feel like I could get away with wearing this all year round and just like in the colder months wear a fleece line tight or a wool tight with it and some tall boots, and it's a perfect skirt. And I'm obsessed with it. This was $8. Oh, I forgot to say the boots, I think. Yeah, the boots were also $8 and the camera was $10. And then the other piece of clothing I got was this vintage Ann Taylor silk slip dress. I love how dainty the straps are and the paisley print in this cornflower blue. Recently, I've been also really drawn to a blue. I'm just starting to get more into color. This was $8. Oh, I guess a lot of things were $8 here. This is also 100% silk, which is fantastic. I love a natural fiber and I'm such a sucker for a vintage silk dress, especially one like this. It's a little bit fluttery at the bottom and it's that double layer kind of chiffon that we've been seeing more of. And the underneath is that really bright cornflower blue. I love the paisley pattern and I just think it's so good. This is another piece that I feel like Realisation Par would make something similar to, like that one pink paisley dress. This gives kind of a similar vibe to me, but just such freaking good special finds at this thrift store that I kind of can't believe it. I'm so excited. It feels like such kind of like an OG thrift trip going there and the whole experience, but really excited about all the things I got. Thank you so much for being here. If you have styling ideas, please let me know. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you want to see day-to-day outfits, thrift hauls that don't make it to tube, more like styling ideas for specific pieces, also DIY projects and that kind of stuff I'm working on, and just like more kind of bits of life, I do that over on TikTok a couple times a day. And if you just want daily outfits, little highlights here and there, that's on my Instagram stories almost every day. I've been a little weak with them recently because of the moving stress and chaos, but we're getting back into it strong now that we're getting settled in a new spot. And I'm finally gonna actually do, I kept saying I was gonna do this in our old apartment, but it's actually happening in this one. I'm gonna do apartment tour, thrifted, home makeover, that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that too in the next probably couple months as we like fully settle in here. But yeah, thanks so much and I'll see you next time. Bye.